Marvel Studios is considering Sentry for the MCU. Now, this is something that's popped up in the past, so it's popping up again. I'm inclined to believe, I think we're going to see Sentry or Hyperion at some point in the next decade. It just feels natural to me, and
I mean, it's coming from a reliable source as well, like Discussing Film. If you don't follow him on Twitter, go follow Discussing Film on Twitter. Banter will actually, you'll be happy with that one. But it's a weird one because no one actually said they're considering it. It was just kind of like dropped in an article, which was a bit weird. But I just went to him. I was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Oh, yeah, it's a thing." But it's such a weird one. Like, what do you do with Sentry?
So here's why they want Sentry, right? Because he's real powerful, and they can't let Captain Marvel be the most powerful. So, like, we need Sentry to counteract this. Okay, I'm just making that shit up. Hopefully people understand.
I was going to
say. That's what Twitter will probably
That's what Twitter will believe and try to tell you in 18-minute videos about Brie Larson, I don't know, sniffing air, but
then at the same time, like, yeah, Sentry is stronger than Captain Marvel.
Oh, God, yeah. Like, he's unbelievably strong, so...
But will they dwarf him like they made Thor as a dwarf
I think
god?
they kind of have to. I don't think you can have the power of like a million exploding suns.
No.
And especially when he's got the void, which is stronger than he is, so it's just like, what do you do?
Realistically, here's my feeling. If you're building up to an ultimate showdown of, like, galactic proportions and you're going to eventually bring in Galactus... You probably need somebody like Sentry to be able to be like, I can go toe-to-toe with Surfer. So, yeah.
So he could be like a new Hulk. There's a lot of candidates for new Hulk. But at the minute, like, no, you could use Sentry in that kind of a role. Like, it's not like a movie, it's a supporting character. But
right. I mean, I would love to see the one panel where he rips Carnage in half, but... You know, we're not going to get that, but that'd be nice.
I mean, they have said they're considering R-rated movies.
True.
And that's another thing. Like, you kind of have to do Sentry R-rated because he does rip people in half.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, Sentry is an interesting. It's like a power. It's the ultimate power fantasy. Like, if you're to be like, if people knew who Sentry was and they could be like, oh, I want to be, you know, Superman or Sentry, you'd be like, dude, I want to be Sentry. Like, the dude is so insanely powerful that...
But would you want to be Sentry, though? Because think of all, like, the mindfuckery problems you get with it.
Yeah, that's true, too. Yeah. And there was that recent run, though, where, like, Sentry was hiding out and then Doctor Strange found them and stuff. It was in the Doctor Strange run. Like, you could technically do that. It was like a powerful being who was hidden away on Earth and just like...
I mean, there was also the Jeff Lemire run recently where they actually fused the Sentry and the Void and it became something different.
Yeah.
Would they use, though, that bright yellow suit?
Yes.
I hope so.
Do you think they would make it like more of like a mustardy color instead of like that super duper bright, or kind of make it, since he has like the powers of all these different suns, kind of make it more multicolored of suns?
I mean,
like,
possibly. That'd be an interesting way to take it.
Because it's like if you have a blue sun, which is the hottest and most powerful sun, that's the aspects of the blue in it. The red of a sun about to die, the orange,
I like where you're
yellow.
going with that. What if it was like the Green Lantern suit where kind of it showed some energy? You know, obviously not horrific to look at and, you know, like Green Lantern, but that's kind of a good idea if you really think of it. Like, show the, like, energy of the sun floating through him. That'd be kind of cool. Like,
and then that's another question. Like, is the Sentry like an antagonist? Is he a protagonist? Because you can take him either way.
He's an agonist.
He's both. He's like Namor, depending on how he's feeling that day.
He's just an ist. No.
He's an ist. It'd be really interesting. I'm not liking the fact, though, on how people are going to sit there and be like, oh, the only reason why Marvel's bringing this in is because Marvel is afraid of having a woman be the most powerful. It's like, Sentry's gonna probably be a little bit before he's introduced.
Oh, God, yeah.
And it's potentially could be like they maybe team up, or is he going to be an Osborn property, like that Osborn
does he show up with the Dark Avengers?
Fun fact, he was on the Dark Avengers.
Exactly.
I was just doing some research, so that's how I knew that.
Well, I mean, there is that, and also, like, what if he's in Captain Marvel too? You know, it's like, we don't know. Like,
could very well be, yeah.
That could be a really cool aspect to break out the cosmic and be like, look, there's another powerful dude out here. Like, all right, you know. I mean,
It looks like he also had a comic book cover that he looked like Fat Thor. So are we going to get that version? I don't know.
No more out of shape, long hair dudes. Thor can keep that one.
No, do it. Let my cosplay like.
Let it be 100% authentic.
Yup.
But yeah, no. I don't know. I'm optimistic that they'll handle Sentry the right way and balance out his powers because let's be real, they've kind of done it with everybody so far. So
It's going to be crazy to see like how amazing the cosmic side of the MCU is going to get, because it's going to be insane if you have Sentry and then you have Captain Marvel, plus you have now officially going to be able to do Silver Surfer and Galactus and all of that. So the cosmic side is really going to be this phenomenal but scary aspect of the world that the MCU is going to be living in now.
I mean, the moment they show off Surfer, you know what's coming after that, and you're like, oh, damn, nothing's off limits.
I don't know why, but I just, from like your guys talking about it, you make it sound like it's cosmic horror or something.
I mean, that's kind of what Sentry is.
Yeah.
He's a walking horror show. Like.
Yeah, I mean, I've only read a little bit with Sentry, and it's never like...
There's not.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like everything I've read is just like, he appears, he usually wrecks stuff, and he's like, I'm gone for a while, or, get the hell out of here.
So kind of like how...
He's too strong. Like, it's the Russo Brothers thing. Like, or the marketing thing, you think, what do you do with the strong people? Like, you got to find a way to get rid of them, and then you can bring them back.
Yeah. They'll introduce the Cancerverse to the MCU, and they'll just shove them away in there every time. They'll nah, just go away.
Do it.
I mean, it would have to be something like that, because when you introduce him, you're like, well, okay. Like, if he was there battling Thanos...
that fight would have been like 5 minutes long.
Yeah, like he just would have literally plowed through all of them and like snapped Thanos in half, literally just by like staring at him. It's like, oh, well, okay, thanks for the anticlimactic battle there.
Yeah.
It would have been cool for 5 minutes, but it's kind of like.
And they'll have to do like what they did with Captain Marvel. Like, even though in the comics Captain Marvel is very based on Earth, they're like, no. The universe that we live in right now that they're creating with the MCU, it's like, you can't have her based here.
Mitch, what was that most recent run you'll probably remember where that took her to space and like trapped her in another universe? Oh, goddamn.
Oh, that was the Margaret, at the end of the Margaret Stowe run.
Yeah, it had to do with like Alpha Flight as well. Like that was a really like the first time they're like, we're just going full on cosmic, nothing to do with Earth, and it was really nice. So I don't know.
I can see Carol being like Alpha Flight, but
That'd be fun.
I mean, we'll come back to Sentry hopefully soon because I'd like to see him in the MCU sooner rather than later.